What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have a very special video for you guys. Today we're going to be celebrating and commemorating the 3-year anniversary of the American Airlines McDonnell MD-80 retirement. Wow, I cannot believe it's already been 3 years since the American Airlines McDonnell MD-80 has been retired. If you guys don't know, on September 4th, 2019, American Airlines retired the legendary McDonnell MD-80 from their fleet in style. And man, what an aircraft this has been. Just unbelievable aircraft, and we're going to be doing a lot of talking today in a little bit different of a format compared to our last 2 anniversary videos. So if you guys don't know, on an annual basis, every year at the celebration when the American Airlines MD-80 got retired, I've made a video. I did one in 2020, did one last year in 2021, and here we are already somehow in the fall pretty much of 2022, which is unbelievable because this aircraft is just absolutely amazing, and it's so crazy to think that we're already here 3 years later after the stunning American Airlines MD-80 got retired. Speaking of which, here's one right here, one of the models that is November 9621 Alpha, one of the final ones to make it all the way to the very end, to the day of September 4, 2019. So in this video today, what we're going to be doing is going into the full details and kind of just looking at some various characteristics for the American Airlines MD-80. We're going to make this more of a fun analyst this year because the last 2 years I feel like have been really sad because it was much more recent in those times, but already up to 3 years into the process here, I feel like we definitely have to appreciate it because the American Airlines MD-80 had such a run, and I'm just so glad that it didn't come to an abrupt halt due to the pandemic. I'll always be super thankful for that, and I'm sure all you guys would agree with me on that it would have been very unfortunate. So many aircraft had that abrupt ending, which is so sad to say the least, but somehow the American MD-80 snuck out of that, which is crazy. But the American Airlines McDonnell MD-80 was a complete workhorse for American Airlines. American Airlines had about 400 of these aircraft, I think around 360 at the peak, which is just unbelievable. So we have multiple articles to go into and just look at all the details. You guys have already heard me do the talking about how much I love the American Airlines MD-80, and that will spill into some of these articles and everything and the pictures that we'll take a look at. So definitely expect that to come as well. But the last 2 years I've just sat in front of the camera and just talked, and you guys have probably heard that before. And if you haven't, feel free to go check out both those videos if they came out on those days of the respective years. But nevertheless, in this video, I really want to dive into kind of some more the memorabilia side of things and just take a look at the American Airlines MD-80 and its full details for various characteristics online. So I really hope you guys are excited for this video. This will be really fun to commemorate the American Airlines MD-80, and I'm sure I'll get into a vent about it. But what can I say? It's a stunning aircraft, and it very well deserves it. So man, just unbelievable to think that's already been 3 years. Just cannot thank American Airlines, McDonnell, and everybody that made this aircraft what it was. All the committed pilots, crew members, ramp agents, American Airlines management, maintenance, you name it. Everybody made this aircraft what it was, and it was just incredible to see the incredible safety record, just the iconic look of the American Airlines MD-80, the quantity, the quality, and just everything that the American Airlines MD-80 provided. So let's jump into some articles and have some fun with it this year because we definitely have to be very appreciative of what the American Airlines MD-80 has done, and just what an incredible aircraft that it is, and let's most certainly get into commemorating it. So here we go. We're going to start with the original news press that American Airlines did on September 3rd, 2019. So here's exactly what it was. So here was the American Airlines press kit, and then they ended up doing it into that era press release too. But this one was really cool because obviously it had the Super 80 send-off on it, which was such an awesome hashtag, and then various pictures too. So let's take a look at these. So here are the pictures that American Airlines provided on that day, and these are just absolutely awesome. In chronological order, you're going to find pictures dating back all the way to when the aircraft started flying in 1983. Here's one of their original black nose examples right here, and just really cool to see in this environment with the clouds and everything. That's really cool. Then you have this picture right here of an aircraft landing. I don't know if this was Tulsa or not. It very well could have been, but really cool to get to see that right there with that hangar regardless of where it was. And then as you can see right here, we have 2 MD-80s one landing, one taxiing right here. Really cool shot. That's really cool. And then an absolutely awesome head-on shot right here. That's a really cool angle on that. That's really nice. American Airlines MD-80 flying over the mountains, which is really cool. And here's another one with no snow on it. That's really nice. Here's a really cool departure shot right here with some nice cumulus clouds in the background. And then here's a legendary example with the Super 80 nose right there too. And the black nose, of course, as those were so iconic during the time. Here's another mountain shots, multiple of them I should say, which look really cool. And then this one, the stickers I found over the last year that was really cool. Have a super day. This is a really nice advertisement, and I'm definitely going to be using this in years to come. May have to put it on my banner or something. That's really cool. That one and the Super 80s are coming. Both these are just legendary. It's kind of weird because this one kind of looks a little bit like a Fokker with the tail design, but this one's full MD-80, so really cool. Just really nice stuff right there. That's absolutely awesome. Then you have this picture of the MD-80, which is really cool. You have this, I don't know if they're doing maintenance here or just looking at the aircraft or what it is, but really cool. And then this display right here, very nice. Fuselage right there, looking great with that sticker. Likewise for that one. Then you have this really cool picture of an American MD-80 getting de-iced at Snowy Airport, which is really cool. This tail, this Dallas-Fort Worth departure, and this final shot right here, just a nice classic picture. All those pictures are really cool, and I would highly recommend looking in those. Those are really nice. Various B-roll clips. I'm not going to go through every one of them because there's quite a few, quite a long list of things here, but we'll just see. I don't know if I can scroll through it from here. Okay, so it actually just plays it, but I'll just turn all 6 of them on and, okay, well, just show portions of them. But as you guys can see, the Super 80 was just something else. Just take a look at this air-to-air shot right there. Absolutely awesome. And then you got this TWA. As you guys know, TWA had a plethora of McDonnell's MD-80s, and American Airlines took on that fleet. And we'll talk about that in the timeline here in a moment. I've went into the timeline before, so that's why I'm kind of just bouncing around a little bit. But here's some great roll of the TWA. And then this was the retirement on September 4th, 2019. Look at all those Super 80 shirts. That's what it's all about right there. That is awesome, man. Take a look at that. We'll watch a little bit of this because this was very special, to say the least. And mute the sound there so it doesn't take from the commentary, but just so cool. And again, link in the description for this. Really cool stuff right here. Man, that's awesome. Then of course you get the Roswell arrival too, as that's where all the American Airlines MD-80s sit today. I would really like to make a trip out there just to see my beautiful MD-80s, despite them sitting in the sun, not necessarily rotting out, but just sitting there. They're sitting there in their glory. They have already done their work. They most certainly deserve the rest. And there's one right there, speaking of which, arriving in Roswell. And then here's kind of the celebration that they had, because the American Airlines MD-80 was just such a special aircraft, and really, quite frankly, a groundbreaking aircraft for the American Airlines fleet, which was so helpful. And just, there's a really good frame of all those MD-80s right there. That's just a portion of them, but man, they had them just lined up. In fact, I'm sure we could probably look at satellite imagery here of that particular moment too. So let me take a look and see if I can find this. Stand by, guys. As you guys can see, here's just the full lineup right here. Here's a really good handful of chrome aircrafts, MD-80s right here, but you're going to find some 757s, 767s hanging out throughout here. More MD-80s, and here's the real boneyard. This is really where I would like to come visit right here. This section right here. They've been sitting for months, and man, just would love to get to see them. There's a couple prop aircraft right there, it looks like, and then maybe a TWA here in the corner or something like that. Can't see exactly what that is, but really cool. And then more chrome aircraft, just a variety. These were probably some 737s that were here during the pandemic that came back into service for Americans, some 747s too, and then more American MD-80s out here. Man, wow, just really would like to go see that. That is quite a lineup right there of American Airlines MD-80s. And over here you got some other operations as well, more chrome airplanes. I think they do some painting out here possibly too, so just absolutely bonkers to say the least. Quite a unique field, and just really cool to get to see that. That is really neat. So very, very cool right there. And then here's the timeline. We went into this, I think in 2020 or 2021. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll briefly go into this. So this is when it joined the fleet right here on September 28th, 1982. They announced that they were going to add the MD-80, which is really cool. And then of course you can click here to view the details. Man, that's a really cool advertisement right there. Just take a look at how the flagship news #1. That's really cool. What it's all about, the destination map. That's just so cool. Really cool. And feel free to go check this out. This is really cool. And then this is probably when they were going into the building right here. Really cool to get to see that they were developing that. And that's so nice right there. It's really cool. Here's the countdown, getting ready for it to come into service. Everybody was super excited. And then this is probably where it debuts on May 15th. Really cool to get to see that right there. Wow, this is awesome. Take a look at the flights right here. That's really cool. Looks like LaGuardia, Nashville, Memphis, Detroit, Dallas, Ontario. Man, that's so cool. Really cool right there. First revenue flight, there it is. Take a look at that. You love to see it. Yes. And then here is the least distress flexibility, which was very helpful for American. They really ended up utilizing that well. And then they made the huge order right here, as you guys can see, just in impressive stuff for American. Just go all out on this stunning airplane. It was already doing so well in that first year. And then, of course, it goes into the profitable future, which was, again, this is what made American what they are. I wish they would have kept flying them, but we got to be honest here. Skipping all the way ahead to 1986, we got this really cool news press right here, which is really cool. And then we have 300 right here. This was the big moment in 1986 after 3 really successful years with the American MD-80. American pulled the full trigger and they went all out on it, which was just unbelievable for American. That was so cool. All the way up to 1989, take a look at this. The 150 aircraft has been delivered, and just so cool to see how far the McDonnell Douglas history goes back with American. You can see this advertisement. That's really cool. And I love this poster. That's so cool. I'd like to buy that if I find it somewhere, airliners or something like that. And then take a look at this. The MD-11's coming in with more Super 80s. American really going all in with McDonnell Douglas. Just really cool to see that. And then making it up all the way here to 1992, the final Super 80, the American Legacy one that is, finally got delivered. And just take a look at this. And yes, this was a Tulsa picture, it looks like. American's 260 Super 80 touches down Tulsa, joining MD-80 fleet larger than most airlines. And it's really cool to get to see this because American just had such a rich history at Tulsa. And all these MD-80s, I can only imagine from throughout the whole 1980s sector, late 80s especially, just all these aircraft getting delivered to Tulsa. It's just like 737 MAX or A321neo nowadays. That's so cool. That's really neat. That's really nice. Very cool. And of course, scrolling up here, you got the flagship flexibility right here, which is very helpful, as you guys can see. And then skipping into the next tab with $4.5 million annually just for the MD-80, which is so cool. Just take a look at that. Here's some of the routes that they were doing, and just so cool, man. That's absolutely awesome. Love the MD-80. Skipping all the way up to 2005, this was the big peak. This is when the American MD-80s were at their full-fledged. The Super 80 fleet peaked at 362 before the retirement started, and around the 2002 to 2005 timeframe is when they started retiring a few, especially those originally delivered 1983 into 86 builds before they made that massive order, as you guys know. So really cool to get to see that, and they just had such an awesome legacy. Into 2005, we're taking a look at the engine upgrade complete. American MD-80 engines, I think there was a minor grounding that they had for a period of time due to engine fatigue, but they figured that out really quick. And I'm sure this article may go into detail about it, and I definitely hope to read this more in the future as well. But very cool to see the engine upgrade, and this was really the final push to make them last another 15 years, which was very helpful. Very nice. And the Tulsa team saves millions as in-house telecone modifications begin. Again, this is very helpful for fatigue and all those fun items. So really glad to see American doing their thing right there. And then this is really here in the early 2010s when they started really retiring some of these, as the Super 80 was donated to that Miguel Such vacational school in San Juan, Puerto Rico, which was very helpful. And that was one of many MD-80s that ended up getting donated, which was very helpful to say the least. Transitioning in, this is really where it starts to get big in that 2015-16 timeframe, really when I started to pick up on MD-80s. This is when they retired a really big number, 20. That was really big at the time, because American went progressively down through the years. They are all the way up to 360, and then by 2010 I think they were around the 300 number, and then by here I think they were around the 150 mark or so, somewhere in there. This picture might say, because they were definitely somewhere in that ballpark. Let me see if it says how many were left at this point. So they were thinking of retiring them as early as the summer of 2018, which luckily got extended for a variety of reasons. And let's just take a look at the numbers here. Here's the average fleet age. Average retired, it looks like. Youngest aircraft for TWA, 800,000 cycles, and 1 billion, I think that is 1,600,000 million, or no, I'm sorry, that's 1.6 million hours. I'm sorry, man, that's a ton. That is crazy. Just think about that for that many MD-80s. That's quite a number right there. Impressive. And then lastly, the Super 80 send-off. Long live the Mad Dog. What an amazing aircraft, and a really cool timeline that American did, because that was very helpful and just absolutely incredible for the American MD-80. It's so cool. Another really cool article that I found is the seven places you can still find American Airlines MD-80s, which is really cool because I actually live near 3 of them, which is quite neat. So let's take a look at all of these because it's been quite some time. Actually, there's 4 jets. Yeah, there is, because there is one at Tulsa Riverside, but obviously with how big American Airlines MD-80 presence was in the Oklahoma region, they have 4 here in Oklahoma. So Tulsa Air and Space Museum, you guys know this one, 259 Alpha Alpha. We've seen her multiple times and never gets old. Definitely want to go back in there and take a look because it's really cool. Then you have the Tulsa Tech one, which is the Tulsa Riverside one that I was referencing. So in 2011, they donated that there at the Tulsa Riverside Airport, and you can find it there. Really hope to go get to see that one as well. This one I've been accustomed to seeing more often on a regular basis, and that's the Oklahoma State American Airlines MD-80 that got donated for their engineering school, which is very cool. So this got donated back in 2015 and now sits at the end of the old runway, which is like runway, I think it was like runway, trying to think of the number, I think it was like 15 or something along those lines before it got removed. So it's really cool as it sits at the end of that, and it's been really cool to get to see that on a regular basis more often. And then this is the one that I was just talking about for Oklahoma City. The Metro Tech also got their MD-80. They got 9621 Alpha, the model that I have right here, which is really cool. That was 24 Tango, or I'm trying to remember what 24 was. I'm sorry, I don't get to see him on a regular basis anymore, so it's really sad. But it was one of these later ones, and that's really cool because the American MD-80, it was this one, and then 501 Alpha Alpha, which ended up going to Lewis, which was the last one that I got to see, and the last one that made a flight for American, technically speaking, outside of, you know, repositioning for new airlines and all that stuff. Speaking of which, here it is right here for Romoville, which is really cool. So they got video right there to induce that, which is very cool. There's 501 itself, super nice. And then there is one as well in the Miami, Florida GT Baker Aviation School. And this was a classic on the safety cars. The American Airlines nose, that was by far, in my opinion, one of the most innovative ideas. That was so cool. And it was so cool to see on all the advertisements, just like this one as well. This was donated back in 2010 and didn't give a tail number, which, oh yeah, it's 234 Alpha Alpha. So one of the original builds. So very cool to get to see that right there. That's really nice. And lastly, you have 292, I believe that is, at the Mosdel's Nino San Juan, Puerto Rico school, which is very cool. So, man, really cool to get to see that. There's also a former American Airlines jet in the TWA colors at Kansas City, which is really cool. So possibly one of the original MD-81s or something like that. I didn't know that that was there, so that's really cool. And yeah, definitely hope to find more of them soon, but it's crazy to think that I'm close to so many of them. I got from where home is, I got let's see, yeah, they're all within an hour of me, which is so cool. So definitely hope to go get to see Tulsa Riverside one and the Oklahoma City one soon, because the other two are really nice, but I want to knock them all out at some point. So definitely one of my ambitions to get to see all these American MD-80s that luckily got preserved in really good homes across the United States and Puerto Rico too. So very cool to get to see that. Now we're just diving into some normal stuff. So I was doing some research and I was just looking through pictures, and this one just really gave me the reminiscence of how amazing the American Airlines MD-80 is, especially just because of the lighting, just how crisp of a picture this is right here on Flight Radar 24. Man, that is just a classic fall picture. I have to think this is during the fall just because of how good the lighting is. Let's see if we can get some proof on that. The picture was took. I want to try to get a date for the picture. Here was that original batch of 20 MD-80s that were retired as well. A really classic lineup right here. Trying to see if any stand out. 486, I think, has a skin tag. That one was delivered in 1989. I'm pretty sure I saw 463 at some point. I can't remember when. 403 was also a very cool one as well. Quite an awesome lineup of American MD-80s. And then the back half 20. Let's see if I recognize any of these. This one seems familiar. 565 maybe I saw. I need to go back to my 2015 slate and look through those. And then this is some of the original TWA ones, or not TWA ones, but some of the later deliveries, excuse me. There's a really cool pictures from Jet Photos, or yeah, jetphotos.net way back in the day. I'm trying to see what that picture, here it is. So yeah, September 26th, that looks like a September picture to me, just so clean. This is at Chicago O'Hare, and just take a look at that lighting. Oh my gosh, yes. And that's what it is right there. 493 Alpha Alpha diving in 2015. Just such a clean picture right there. And that just makes my heart happy. I would be lying if I said otherwise. That just makes my heart happy. So that's awesome to get to see that right there. That's so cool. And then here's just a really cool picture of what the interior looked like if you guys never got to fly an American Airlines MD-80. The beautiful blue leather seats, and then just so cool to see from the overhead bins with their panel with the blue on there and the Wi-Fi and all that fun stuff. The window shades with the McDonnell doubles tab on there. The armrest, just all these small details just make this thing so iconic, and there's just no other way to say it. And here's a better look at the Super 80s are coming. They were, and they sure did their thing, man. And just take a look at some of these pictures, including the MD-80 poster right here of the pushback out of Dallas-Fort Worth on September 4, 2019. Here's the Lewis delivery right here. Just so cool, man. And here was one of the original flights too. Just, wow, that's so awesome. That's so cool. I can't say it any other way besides that I miss this thing so much. Here's a really good history press right here of some of the very cool applicable dates in American Airlines MD-80 history. Here was the final flight of Gate C2, Charlie 2, as you guys know. Just, man, long live the Mad Dogs, man. So excited setting up Retro Dallas back there. And man, I'm excited to finally get to use my babies again. I miss them. So glad this didn't happen. I know there's a lot of speculation about this happening, but it makes sense why they chose not to do that, historically and logistically speaking. Just so many great moments too. This is probably a really cool startup. That would be my guess on this, but man, just so cool. I wish the picture would load a little bit better for you guys, but I'm sure you guys are seeing what I'm assessing here. Just really cool stuff. Very, very cool. Just taking a look here to see if there's any other very notable pictures. Just wow. Miss it so much. Miss it, miss it, miss it. And then recently also acquired this Gemini 250 American Airlines MD-80 November 478 Alpha Alpha. This is one of the original ones too. Probably delivered in 1989 time frame or somewhere around there. This model was made in like 2005. Really, really cool one right there from Gemini. They did a stupendous job developing that model. I'm glad I was able to acquire that for the fleet as well. And looking to acquire more American Airlines MD-80 merchandise, as we'll see here in a moment. Just so cool. And here's what the cockpit looked like, of course. So fortunate to get on when I got to fly the last revenue flight in Tulsa on the American MD-80 to get to push the throttle forward. That was just, that was amazing. Just so fortunate that I was able to do that. One incredible memory that was, and wow, that was awesome. So fortunate, man. Like I don't want to have to be a pain to get in the cockpit. I never asked to do it, but man, I just so thankful. The one plane that I really would have wanted to do it on, I was able to do it on. Just so cool, man. Long live the Mad Dog would be an understatement right now. Here's that picture as well. Once again, just crazy good picture, man. That's awesome. And I am so fortunate to have a couple like that. First one that comes to mind was in October 2015 when I was spotting at Tulsa. There was an American MD-80 doing just a normal maintenance flight, and it landed on runway 8, our crosswind runway, and the light was back there in the southwest side, and just so good, man. That's what it's all about right there. And then just some various videos on YouTube. If you haven't got a chance to watch these, I would really recommend it because they're super good. And I haven't got a chance to watch all of them through all the time, but there's some really cool ones like the reverse thrusters in the air on this one. Let's see if this just plays through like that. Okay, I thought it would, but maybe not. And then just some super cool ones, as you guys can see right here. Here's an Atlanta flight, tribute right here, just various MD-80s. That's the next tab I have open. Just so many really, really cool flights right here. Here's a forced go around on Delta, and just, man, the Mad Dog was just such a cool plane, man. Wow, I miss it so much. And there's just so many good videos. So I would really recommend checking these out if you haven't already, because the American MD-80 is so cool. Here's Diecast Ryan saying farewell to the amazing American Mad Dog. Would recommend checking these out if you haven't. They're so cool. And here's just a really good tribute video. I'll just let a portion of it play. Credit to Just Planes. He does a very good job on all kinds of American Airlines, and oh, those buckets were clean right there. But credit to him on all of his content. He does a great job filming so many awesome planes. So I'd highly recommend checking him out if you haven't already, especially for some retro stuff too. He does a really good job. And we'll just watch a few minutes of this. So here's an American MD-80 currently taking off. This appears to be Dallas, but I can't see. The heat haze is so bad I have to assume it's a Dallas summer right here. But here she comes, the nose cone looking so good, and slowly gonna lift off here. There it is. Oh, look at that strut. That was impressive. I don't know if you guys saw that strut, but dude, that was awesome. That was super nice, man. And yes, this has definitely Dallas. 2-4 Tango, speaking of which, there she is right there. I thought it was 2-4 Tango. And there she goes on a pretty slow rate climb. Oh, and that was so cool with the landing gear. The right side folds up first and then the left side. Just, there's so many characteristics that make the American MD-80 so cool. Here's a really cool vapor shot right here. I got a couple of these. I know I've done it more on other aircraft than the American MD-80, but the American MD-80 was definitely prone to it multiple times. And here's a really nice film right here on this American MD-80. And there's the chrome fuselage. Even on a cloudy day, you can even see that sun bursting through a little bit to make that reflection. Just look at that, 480 Alpha Alpha. And there she comes in Dallas. This would have been like a 2015 time frame, it looks like. And then, oh, the blue sky link. And look at that, man. Yes, there it is. Here comes another one. They just never get old just seeing them come in, man. That's what it's all about right there. That's awesome. Another MD-80 currently gliding in right here. Just so cool, man. I don't think you can say it any other way. And man, I just wish I could sit here and watch this for days. This is so cool. The buckets on that one, man, just a really good mesh up of aircraft too. Here's MD-80 pushing back in the snow, 537 Alpha Alpha. And man, just want to get more familiar with these planes. I definitely expect an American Airlines MD-80 memorabilia video some point in the future. I don't know when that's going to be at this time, but hopefully soon, because I'd like to really go into detail and just look at these things. Look at all that snow on the ground. Just wow, look at this. This is a Gordia pushback, probably about 10 years ago or so. Really cool to get to see that. Just the unique fuselage in the American MD-80. Sorry, 7537 Alpha is this one. Sorry about that. And then you got the United back there too. That's just, there it is right there, man. Legendary stuff. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. And here's a big time snowstorm takeoff in the American MD-80 right there. Man, look at that snow bouncing off right there. That's so cool. And here's just an American MD-80. Look at that crosswind correction just dropping in right there. That's what it's all about right there on a really cold day here at LaGuardia. It's looking like, or I think this is LaGuardia, maybe Reagan, but here it comes dropping in. Just you can't beat that. Just come on, you can't. Crosswind correction, adjustment, and yeah, probably not the best landing we've seen from MD-80 before, but definitely a notable one. So there's just so many cool videos. I would highly recommend checking these out. We'll watch this final one because this angle is just so cool. This is like 1-3 right at Dallas, isn't it? It's one of the Dallas crosswind runways for sure. Nice flare, nice flare. Oh, a little bit of float. Probably a bunch of wind since they're using the crosswind runway. Man, that was an awesome touchdown. It's probably out of standards, but yeah, look at how short that crosswind runway at Dallas is. That's awesome, man. That's so cool. American MD-80 just it hits different. It hits different every time, and then it tacks out the runway. That spot is awesome. I have to comment and see where that spot is because I would just like to go over there and see one plane land. Furthermore, an American MD-80. That's so awesome. That's so cool right there. Alrighty, proceeding into our next lineup, here's just a variety of American Airlines MD-80s items that are available to purchase. I'm trying to get another MD-80 shirt back because the Super 80 shirt I did have, I ended up using for my solo flight during flight training, so that's why it's not wearable anymore, if you guys know that tradition. So definitely trying to get another one now, but I had to donate that shirt or, use that shirt for that purpose because it's so cool. But here's a bunch of awesome items with various American MD-80s. Hope to get some of these sometime, but definitely focusing on the 1-200s. Here's actually the shirt I'm currently wearing right now as I made that, which is really cool. So if you're looking for a particular American MD-80 shirt, link in the description to the merchandise and you'll find that below. Let me know if you guys would like to see me make some more merchandise. I'm thinking of making some more neutral stuff for everybody rather than just something like this. So let me know if you guys would like to see that, like aviation related or something like that. But just a bunch of great American Airlines MD-80s pictures. I'm really excited to keep editing mine because I haven't got near as much opportunities as I've wanted to get to edit those. So just taking a look at these. Here's a DC-10 in the back of that shot, just so cool. But all of these are for sale if you're looking to buy these. Sticker form, picture form, poster form. There's the t-shirt that I was referencing right there. Here's that Super 80 card. You can usually get these a lot better price on eBay, so check eBay or at Airliners if you guys plan to go to Airliners. That's another very applicable place to get those, so definitely recommend that there. MD-80 mask right there, so cool. Just a variety of items right here, really cool. The Mad Dog shirt, that's awesome right there. The MD-80 hat, been trying to get that. Been trying to get all of these items. They're very cool. There's a really good picture right there. I really like that one. A little bit more in the crop, and then it's perfect, but I can't complain. I'm not complaining. It's really nice. An interesting fin air comes up on this, but just looking for anything else that's very applicable here. Just a bunch of awesome items. There's another awesome Super 80 safety card. That's one of the coolest ones, in my opinion. That's really cool. Cool sweater right there. That looks really nice. And then just looking through the rest of these items here to see if there's anything of major note. There's a nice mug right there. And yeah, I guess they're even making $500 mats now. So if you're looking for a mat, I would recommend that. Looks really cool, just a little expensive. But man, filling it up with American Airlines MD-80 items, you can't complain with that. You cannot complain. So really cool. I would also highly recommend checking out the American Airlines MD-80 Facebook group. It's really good and there's a ton of awesome posts in here. Let's just look through a couple of them just to get a sample size. So here's a really good American MD-80 shot right here. That's bomb. That's awesome. There's so many awesome ones in here, so you can see that. Here's a 3-year anniversary post right here at Roswell. Just so cool to get to see these moments, and just huge thank you to everybody that made this possible. As you guys can see, just so cool right there. Here's a bunch more shots right there. Just wow. And then here's a local pilot as well. Just that's awesome, man. That's what it's all about. So Super 80 send-off right here as well. Just would highly recommend checking this out if you haven't already, because there's a bunch of good items on here and just really cool. And then here's the 9419. Just wow. So cool, man. Save the Mad Dog. It's unbelievable. 4YU, November 984 Tango Whiskey. Just that's awesome. Yes. And then next flight was to LaGuardia, but man, the MD-80. That's crazy. That's what it's all about right there. Can't describe it otherwise. And then yeah, there's the shirt that I was wearing. I want to show you guys that because Super cool. And if you're looking to buy it, it's on the store there in the description. I've had the merch size store out for a long time, just haven't really talked about it very much, but would highly recommend it because they're really cool shirts. And if you want to represent the Mad Dog, it's a great way to do it. And I definitely plan to make some more MD-80 merchandise in the future to represent this aircraft, and just a bunch of other ones as well. So definitely expect that to come. And then there was our Roswell tab right there. And there's a lot of really good American MD-80 stuff, especially videos online, but you can just look through merchandise, the American Airlines New Press, all those fun things. Just the American MD-80, what an incredible aircraft. And I also have several videos on my channel. I'll try to make an American MD-80 playlist. So if you guys are looking for all my MD-80 videos, that they're right there. I think I ended up 6 trip reports. They're not the best in the world. I definitely hope to redo those in the future, but they're there for now if you'd like to see those. And just in general, a lot of very applicable items, and just really cool to see for the one and only American Airlines McDonnell's MD-80. Super good aircraft. The Super 80s are coming, and long live the Mad Dog, because it is such an incredible aircraft. And it will be such an incredible aircraft for years to come. Hope to get some really good memorabilia. Hope to make a video about our American MD-80. I'll try to do something for sure by the halfway point, because the American MD-80, just, I think it deserves more time on the channel, and it really, we don't ever get to talk about it enough just because of how busy everything else is. But definitely expect some content to come. The American Airlines McDonnell's MD-80 is such an incredible aircraft, and I'm really excited for what's to come with it, and I hope you guys are as well. Long live the Mad Dog. The American Airlines MD-80 is one incredible aircraft. Glad we got to look over all of that today. Hopefully you guys found this enjoyable. And yes, can't believe that's already been 3 years, but it most certainly has been. And again, long live the Mad Dog, because it is an incredible aircraft. I'm very excited to see what the next anniversaries hold, and hopefully some more memorabilia, merchandise to come on the American aircraft. Really want to get out the Roswell, check out those aircraft just in general. Would really like to go out there, see what it's all about, and keep doing our thing with the stunning American Airlines McDonnell's MD-80. And I'm sure you guys will as well. So with all that being said, that will do for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.